Whether you celebrate Christmas, Kwanzaa, Hanukkah, or Festivus, you came to the right place. I've got 10 unique gift ideas for you this holiday season, so grab your cocoa and let's go. What is up, everybody? My name is Rudolph, the Rolling Reggie, and I've got my 10 games spread out for you over 5 categories. Some of them are not games, but I think you'll find them to be helpful gift ideas anyway. So the first category is going to be gateway games, and for me, you don't want games that are meant to bring people in to be drab or daunting. You want them to be colorful and inviting. So those are my 2 prerequisites. So game number 1 is Point City. This game is published by Flat Out Games and AEG and has a trio of designers. Quick interjection here. I am super congested, so you might tell my voice sounds a little different here, but I just wanted to make this video and get it out to you all. Also, I also have a new camera, and so I'm figuring out the audio setup and all of that, so any feedback is welcome in the comments. I have one bonus tip for you at the end of the video, so stick around. It might look familiar to you, and that is because it's the same team behind Point Salad, a game that I recommended in my top 10 gateway games video. This is a new iteration on it. It still has the idea of drafting 2 cards at a time from 2 different types, but the theming is a little different, and they've added an engine building aspect to it. If you don't know what engine building is, that means you're going to be drafting and adding something to your board or tableau, and that will allow you to be able to have built-in money or whatever the currency is for future purchases. So in this game, you might have economy, which is the gold coin, or commerce. I forget what the terms are, but you use these beautiful colors to get more and more cards, and again, whoever has the most points at the end of the game wins. It's a very good introduction to drafting, just like Point Salad, but also for engine building. I think this will be a big hit this holiday season. Point City. My second gateway game is called Monolith. This is published by Simon Games and designed by Phil Walker Harding. Praise be. We love Phil Walker Harding around here, PWH. He is known for these games that have mass appeal. They really are entry-level, introductory with nice, crunchy puzzles or a unique scoring system. And I really love his just whole catalog of games, to be frank. This game has these beautiful 3D polyomino tiles. They look just like Tetris pieces, and it actually plays a lot like patchwork. So I call this a 3D patchwork. And so you're going around this rondel to grab these pieces and add them to your own monolith, and you end up building this beautiful structure. And the scoring is very unique in that you will be looking at one face of the 4-sided structure and scoring how many blocks of a certain color you got on that side. It's very nice, very light, but also really, really welcoming. One of my friends saw a picture of this game and was like, I need to play that. I don't know anything about it, but I need to play this game. And I think that's a great thing for a gateway game to have, obviously. But what makes this game special for a gift this season is for someone who is a non-gamer, this game allows you to build something, and at the end of the game, you have a complete structure. Even if you get dead last place, you have accomplished something, and I think that's always a good sign of a nice modern board game. So Monolith is my second gateway game option. Number 2 category is for the gamer in your life who has everything. So if you walk into their house and it looks like Santa's workshop, then this is the person you're thinking about here. Number 1 gift here is a gift card at a friendly local game store. So FLGS. There are so many great big box stores where you can get board games. Amazon, Walmart, Target, Barnes & Noble have great selections. But if you want to get something a little more thoughtful than an Amazon gift card, go to a friendly local game store and talk to them. All the owners there will obviously give you great recommendations. If you know 1 or 2 games that you know your friend or loved one likes, give that to them as recommendations. I received a gift like this last year. It was really sweet, and I was able to go to a new board game shop in Portland that I had not been to before and check it out and get myself a game completely guilt-free with a gift certificate. So I think it's a really thoughtful gift for that person who you have no idea what type of board game you're going to get them, but you want them to have be able to get themselves a new game and not go down the big box route. The fourth recommendation under the gamer who has everything is accessories. There's so many, but I really want to highlight things like dice bag, a dice carrier, dice trays, dice towers, or just beautiful dice. If they play D&D or any RPG or even trading card games, I use lots of dice when I'm playing Magic the Gathering. Great gift for the gamer in your life. But also play mats, sleeves, upgrades for some of the board games. These are really good things that a lot of people don't necessarily buy themselves, but a gamer in your life would truly appreciate. One situation you might find yourself in is going to a white elephant party and you want to bring a board game, and I think that's great. That's kind of my go-to thing here, because if the white elephant goes bad or I end up with my own gift, at least I'll be happy to take it home. So I have two great suggestions for you. I think they both have broad appeal and they both look really good on the shelf, or they just have a great presence just outside of the box with nice light fun on the inside. The first recommendation is Kites. This is designed by Kevin Hamano and published by Floodgate Games. They're a great publisher, high quality product. This game revolves around sand timers, and you are all trying to keep the kites up by keeping the sand timers from reaching zero or running out. If one sand timer runs out, you lose the game collectively as a team. And so this game can be a little hectic and stressful, but every time you play a card, you get to flip one or two sand timers, and you just keep going around and trying to get through the entire deck before any sand timer runs out. It's chaos, but it's fun, and you get to work together, and you get to blame your teammates. Love that about it. Beautiful art by Beth Soba. It's so colorful and bright. And then you've got all of these little elements you can add into the game to actually ramp up the difficulty. But Kites, the great cooperative sand timer rush game. Second option is Abandon All Artichokes. Now this comes in a nice tin that's shaped like an artichoke. It is designed by Emma Larkins and published by Gamewright. I love this game as an introduction to deck building. A typical deck builder, there's a market. You are playing your cards, drafting new cards, either putting them in your discard or on top of your deck, and you draw new cards, and you just keep doing that. You might have some other mechanics involved in there. What this game does that has a nice little twist is you end your turn by drawing a new 5 cards, and you win if you draw new 5 cards and there's not a single artichoke in your deck. So you're really trying to use the cards to get rid of the artichoke cards, which is called composting. Very clever. And you keep doing that. It is very family friendly. It is very inviting in terms of the art and in terms of the mechanics, and it's light and fast. I definitely recommend trying this on Board Game Arena if you haven't. Abandon All Artichokes. My fourth category is stocking stuffers. There's so many great small box games nowadays, so I'm just gonna give you 2 that have really been big hits for me lately. Number 1 is Sea Salt and Paper. This is now published by Pandasaurus Games here in the US and designed by Bruno Cathala. This game is hyped up. I gotta say, I know that you've probably heard this before, but I am all aboard the hype train. It is such a great little small box card game. I cannot believe how, it's this big, and it just has so much game in it. You are either grabbing 2 cards off the top of the deck and keeping 1, or you're grabbing 1 from the 2 face-up discards and you're trying to get to 7 points. There's a little bit of a gambling aspect to it. It's got this amazing art where they used real origami and took pictures of origamied sea creatures and items such as a sailor or a crab or a fish, and they put those on the cards. It is just outstanding. I really can't praise Sea Salt and Paper enough. I do think the hype is real, and the box is just so small. I really wanted to highlight it mostly because it was not available in the US for a while. So if you did not know, Pandasaurus has it on their website, and they even have a new expansion called Extra Salt. So really recommend Sea Salt and Paper. My final stocking stuffer are the small box games from All Play. The game that I have on me here is Dandelions. Gonna show you this one here. Beautiful game here for 2 to 3 players, designed by Takashi Sakue, and it is published by All Play now, formerly known as Board Game Tables. What I really like about these games is that they're light enough, but there's a lot of game in these small boxes. I've played Mountain Goats. I'm really intrigued by Chomp and Ghosts of Christmas, which really fits the theme right now, as well as Sail, which has been getting a lot of attention. So I'm gonna show you some images of the website here. So Dandelions Lands and the other all-play small box games would be a great stocking stuffer for this season. The final category I have is 2-player games. I'm calling this the mistletoe category. So it might be that couple that you know that plays games together, or roommates, or whatever it might be. Here are some good 2-player options. Number 1 is Splendor Duel. This is the standalone variant that's just for 2 players, obviously based on the original Splendor. I much prefer this Splendor Duel version. I think it's a little more complex. It's a little more dynamic. They added 3 different victory conditions that you can win on. There's 2 new pieces, the pearls and the privileges, which just add a little bit more flair to the same mechanic of open drafting and grabbing all of these different cards and using them to buy more cards. It's a very standard engine builder, but I think what they did with the drafting mechanic and what they added in terms of powers and victory conditions really makes it stand out from the original. So if you like Splendor, or if you didn't like Splendor, but you think maybe this might be for you, this would be a good option. There is so much game in this nice small box. I know a lot of folks have talked about this game, but I do think Splendor Duel is really solid and would have a wide range of people who would enjoy it because it is great for gamers and non-gamers alike. Splendor Duel. The final recommendation I have for you is Wingspan Asia. I love Wingspan. I love all games by Elizabeth Hargrave, but I think this is great because it's a smaller box. You can play it straight out of the box, fully standalone, solo or 2 players. Or you could add it to your existing Wingspan as well, which I've done really great. It's got a mode called Duet Mode, which adds this yin and yang tableau that is area control. Sorry, there's a dog barking outside. It adds this yin and yang area control board for every time you play down a bird. That's really great in the 2-player variant. Love that mode, and I love just all the cards in it. It's beautiful as always, and it captures the essence of Wingspan even if you've never played the first game. I think there might be someone in your life who's played Wingspan with you many times and they don't want to buy their own copy, or they don't want to have that giant box. I think this would be a great example for that. And there's just lots of copies of it. It's very available out there. Wingspan Asia. I promised you a bonus tip here, and I really just want to highlight this website, trythesegames.com. I discovered this recently and I've just been loving it. I think this is great. If you know someone in your life that you know they play board games, you know their collection, and you think you could actually find them one, go through and scroll this. I mean, look at this example here of putting in one board game and all the different examples that come up of other games. It'll take you straight to the BGG link, see if you can buy it. I think it's pretty accurate. I put in my top 5 favorite board games and checked out all the things. I'm like, wow, I like that game and I like that game. And I put some on my own wish list or to be played list because of it. So I thought this would be a good one for this time of year. If you didn't like any of my other ones, use this website to find some other ones that you might be interested in, maybe ones you want to put on your own wish list. Thank you so much for being here, and happy holidays. I actually compiled a public playlist of other gift guides from other channels here on YouTube, and it's linked below right underneath the like button.